Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shape their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutik, never stop starting. Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shape their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutik, never stop starting.
From a broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. You're watching us on Channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7. I am Maya Matomi. First in the news. According to the United Nations, more than 80% of global trade moves by sea. In West Africa, maritime crime continues to cost countries billions of dollars every year through illegal fishing, piracy, and the theft of marine resources. For Sierra Leone, with a coastline stretching about 500 kilometers and an exclusive economic zone of nearly 155,700 square kilometers, protecting its waters is both an economic and a national security priority. Today, the Sierra Leone Navy received a boost to that effort. The European Union, through its support to West Africa Integrated Maritime Security Program, known as SWAMS, has donated 2 rigid-hull inflated boats and forensic kits to strengthen maritime surveillance and law enforcement. AYV's Edima Conte reports.
The Atlantic Ocean has long been one of Sierra Leone's greatest blessings. Its waters sustain livelihoods, supports trade, and provides some of the country's richest natural resources. The United Nations estimates that illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing costs West Africa more than $2 billion every year.
Our project, entitled Operational Response and Management of the Rule of Law at Sea, aims to strengthen the operational capabilities of the 12 ECOWAS coastal states by providing them with the means, skills, and expertise required to respond effectively and in a coordinated manner to illicit activities at sea. Portugal hosted this project through Camões, which is the public institute responsible for the cooperation, while its operation implementation was entrusted to the Portuguese Navy, the Portuguese Maritime Authority, leading to the establishment of the implementation unit, which I have the honor to coordinate.
The Sierra Leone Navy has received 2 rigid-hull inflated boats and forensic kits from the European Union under the SWAMS program. The equipment is expected to strengthen surveillance, support search and rescue operations, and improve investigations into maritime offenses. For the Navy, the assets represent more than engines and equipment. They are force multipliers, tools designed to extend the country's eyes and ears across its waters. Maritime experts say rapid response vessels and modern forensic capabilities are increasingly essential because crime at sea is becoming more sophisticated and increasingly transnational.
Commissioning a naval vessel represents its formal entry into service and its readiness to undertake operational duties in defense of the nation's maritime interests. The officers and crew who will serve aboard these boats, I charge you to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, discipline, integrity, and dedication. These vessels are national assets entrusted to your care. As custodians of these assets, we reaffirm our commitment to use them responsibly, maintain them to the highest standards, and deploy them effectively in support of national and regional maritime security.
The live on-water demonstration behind me offers a glimpse of how this newly commissioned boat will be used to strengthen maritime surveillance, support search and rescue operations, and also enhance security across Sierra Leone's territorial waters. The Gulf of Guinea remains one of the world's most strategically important maritime corridors. Millions of tons of cargo pass through it every year. Although piracy incidents have declined in recent years due to stronger regional cooperation, experts warn that illegal fishing, trafficking, and environmental crimes continue to threaten coastal economies. For Sierra Leone, securing the sea means protecting one of its most valuable national assets. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
Aviation safety often depends on people we never see, the calm voice in the control tower, and the specialist monitoring systems. Today, Sierra Leone says it is investing in its people. The Sierra Leone Airport Authority has certified 10 air traffic control officers in aerodrome and approach control refresher training, 50 aeronautical and non-aeronautical personnel have also completed quality management system training. The program, delivered in partnership with the Ghana Aviation Training Academy, costs more than $150,000. The investment comes as the global aviation industry faces growing pressure. The International Air Transport Association expects more than 5 billion passengers to travel by air this year, the highest figure in history. Meanwhile, aviation regulators in North America and Europe continue to warn about shortages of air traffic controllers and the risks of fatigue in control towers. Our reporter, Sheku Mohamed Silla, has the details.
Air traffic control officers are licensed professionals tasked to manage aircraft to keep operations safe, orderly, and efficient. While the management of the Sierra Leone Airport Authority is ensuring that air traffic control officers have adequate training, is essential to their operations. According to the General Manager of Sierra Leone Airport Authority, Jack Masako, said the decision to train his staff underscored the urgency of advancing air navigation services at the Freetown International Airport. He also reaffirms that this initiative is firmly rooted in the vision of President Julius Maada Bios in promoting human capital development as a foundation of Sierra Leone's aviation modernization drive.
Send staff to the Ghana Training Academy to carry out a refresher training. In the air traffic control, after you have trained and qualified, they have a periodic interval that you should go back so that you can be reassessed on what you have already studied. We had a training also on QMS, Quality Management System, which is very important in improving the administrative flow within a system. The industry is highly technical, and so we have to ensure that training is the key, the pivotal in ensuring the safe and secured landing of aircraft and taking off, which is very important for the assurance of the general public.
The Deputy Minister of Transport and Aviation, Rex Bonhoeffer, says Sierra Leone's approach comes at a time when larger aviation markets are grappling with serious challenges.
Investment is not just financial. It represents lives protected, confidence restored, and a future secured. It demonstrates that Sierra Leone is prepared to act with urgency and foresight, ensuring that our aviation sector is not left behind, but stands ready to compete on the global stage.
One of the board members says the program is embedded with resilience, safety, and excellence into aviation system.
To us, it is a feather to our cap because the training is not just a certificate, but it goes with skills development and professionalism. Because when you look at the issue of the air control, it is the safeguarding place of all passengers traveling by the air.
The authority says 3 additional aircraft control officers are currently undergoing training at the Ghana Aviation Training Academy. One of the best students speaks more.
Training in Ghana has equipped me with the knowledge, skills, and professionalism required to provide air traffic, to provide safe, orderly, and expeditious flow of air traffic service. So that all the training acquired at the Ghana Aviation Training Academy, will be able to transform it into practical by ensuring that we follow the procedure.
The control tower is often the quietest place at the airport, yet it carries some of its heaviest responsibilities. Aviation experts often say that every safe landing begins long before an aircraft touches the runway. Shikubu Hamid Sile, AYV News, Freetown.
Well, now, for millions of children around the world, disability remains one of the greatest barriers to education, healthcare, and opportunity. And according to UNICEF, nearly 240 million children globally are living with disabilities. Many are significantly less likely to attend school, access healthcare, or participate fully in society than their peers. In Sierra Leone, the challenge remains profound. National data suggests that persons with disabilities account for between 5 and 10% of the population, while advocacy groups say children with disabilities remain among the most excluded from education and social services. AYV's Judge Batilo Powell introduces us to 8-year-old Sheikh Habib Sankor, a young boy whose daily life struggles reflect the experiences of many children living with disabilities across Sierra Leone.
Childhood is often described as a season of discovery, a time when the world slowly opens its doors. For 8-year-old Sheikh Habib Sankor, some of those doors remain difficult to enter. Habib is the first and only son among 3 children. He lives with hearing and speech impairment. He is also blind in one eye. Yet, despite those challenges, his smile still carries the quiet innocence of childhood. His mother speaks softly about a reality many parents of children with disabilities understand all too well: the struggle to find educational opportunities that meet their children's needs.
I born on October 16, 2017. Where I born, I get a jigina in yai. And the first time I was in a hospital, yai white inside. That black, for be black and you're white. But then say the doctor will end up telling me, say, every time you reach, I the big, and so the thing they change. But although we can say 1 month, now the same thing. When I cottage, I mean, and then say it get cool. So we admitted for 1 month and 2 weeks. We admitted and say the hips all, the color, it's. So we need for the day. So they do 1 month and 2 weeks. So they then discharge me. I don't can house back. Now we can fit this for this eyesight. This eyesight back on, now we're gonna corner. And then so for the operation, say because I had the only thing, because nobody see. We handle when you need to move. Sound will make sound you need to hear you. So when I did if we're gonna come out and do the operation, you can begin see with the eye. So we do that 1 to 2 years back. So now we get chance for going at the ship. Now papa for booster. But papa go now in the doctor say the eye don't pull, one don't pull, and the one within a small and don't left a lens. So now able, they say they not go able and go to there. So they can house. Like where about now, what they make, where music they play, or we post the alarm. Like some people they're young, they scared. They need to scare, they need to move. And from now, I make a notice say the beginning the year. Because different ways the people they talk say, na devil, na this, na that, you know go waka. So me I be don't lose up. Pass out. So go something and say and naka. So me go give me that something there. Appoint it in. They go collect her from the counter. It's not easy. I not go lie, not easy.
Yet, even amid the challenges, there are moments of light, the things that make Habib laugh, the small victories that remind his family that disability does not diminish a child's capacity for joy.
What makes Habib happy is playing with his phone according to his parents. And as you can see in the background, he's currently holding on the phone, playing together with his colleagues in the community.
Behind every smile stands a father carrying burdens few can see. Habib's father says the journey has been difficult, but giving up has never been an option.
It's not easy. Forget like them kind of what else. So we some man say as young man like me, you understand. They also then stuff them they for controlling kind boy they also like in terms of in communication. Like you watch you can surround the area where they live. You understand? They are ill and two if you will not understand how you see and way they work as this community, you go afraid. You go say, hey, this boy, you know, who come from this kind of place here, so way they work. Yeah, it hard for calculate because of Joseph knows the kind of how they count today. Then they go up every blessed day and in terms of transportation, I they pay every blessed day two-way go, two-way come. So you know easy. Yeah, first I be they pay 80,000. You understand? 80,000 for week. Now be the pay.
The classroom presents another challenge. Limited vision makes it difficult for Habib to fully engage with lessons. What appears on the blackboard can sometimes seem distant, almost out of reach. Yet he continues to attend school, determined to learn despite the obstacles before him.
He's not too performing well due to his eyes. We have some constraint with his eyes. He's only have one zoom on the one eye. And sometimes if when you want to teach him, except to make like this way, to see the sun, is not too academically good, as you can say, because of his eyes. Communication. Habib is not the one that is understanding the sign language because our own way of teaching, we do sign with our hands. Sometimes he can't even see the hand. When you want to prepare like this is A, B, sometimes we find it difficult to understand because of this eye issue.
The family lives in the Jah Kingdom community. Like many communities across Sierra Leone, residents face poor road conditions and limited access to healthcare facilities. For a child with disabilities, these barriers become even heavier. A short journey can become a difficult expedition. A routine medical visit can become an exhausting ordeal.
But the medical area for like them, like a community chief, always they advocate for like we get medical attention now. Even if government's ready for do something for we the community gets right for provide a land for give them for let we able get the medical attention.
The World Health Organization reminds us that disability is not merely a health issue. It is also a matter of human rights. For children like Habib, access to education and healthcare can mean the difference between isolation and participation. Today, Habib's parents are appealing for support, not only for their son, but for thousands of other children facing similar challenges across Sierra Leone.
So they say for to buy the medicine every month. We cost another 800 something like that for the medicine every month for buy for her. So we don't go do that to buy the medicine we don't done. We know say it's not easy in one as a man.
This now we all picking, you understand, and we all are one. What they wish for your own picking, and back they wish from your own picking. If you get the help me own picking. And God go bless you.
There is an African proverb that says, however long the night, the dawn will break. For Sheikh Habib Sankor, that dawn remains a work in progress. And that the true measure of a society lies not in how it treats the powerful, but in how it protects its most vulnerable children. George Batulo Powell, AYV News, Freetown.
Global sustainable finance assets are currently estimated to be worth more than $30 trillion. Investors are increasingly directing capital towards businesses that protect the environment, promote social inclusion, and uphold good governance. In Sierra Leone, where the economy is projected by the World Bank to grow by around 4.5% this year, attracting responsible investment has become increasingly important. Meanwhile, the International Finance Corporation, the private sector arm of the Bank of of the World Bank Group and Investment Salon have convened a 2-day workshop in Freetown. The focus is sustainable finance and the launch of the Sierra Leone Voluntary Sustainable Finance Principles for commercial banks and other financial institutions. AYV's Samuel Ibrahim Koroma reports.
Money is often described as the lifeblood of an economy, but like blood, where it flows matters. At the Radisson Blu Hotel in Aberdeen, senior bankers, policymakers, and financial experts gather around a common ambition to ensure that finance in Sierra Leone becomes a force not only for profit, but also for sustainable development. The World Bank Group's country manager for Sierra Leone, Abdul Mwonge, says the launch of the Voluntary Sustainable Finance Principles comes at a crucial moment. He says it provides the industry with a common reference point and a shared vision.
Each institution is unique. Each institution will take its own course. But the beauty of having a shared framework is that it provides a platform that you can use to share ideas and create consistency across the sector, so you reinforce confidence among stakeholders and investors.
This room is currently housing banking executives from across Sierra Leone, representatives from the commercial banks, an association of microfinance institutions. Although the voluntary sustainable financial principles are voluntary and non-binding, they represent an important step towards modernizing Sierra Leone's financial system. The stakes are high. According to the World Bank, nearly 8 out of every 10 Sierra Leoneans still work in the informal sector, while millions remain outside the formal banking system. Financial inclusion remains one of the country's biggest development challenges.
Today, we are not just launching a document. We are launching a shared governance for the future of Sierra Leonean banking. When I spoke to my fellow CEOs at that December breakfast, I reminded them of a vital truth. Without motion, bidding is meaningless. Principles on paper mean nothing without action in the markets.
Experts say sustainable finance can help bridge this gap by directing capital towards underserved communities, small businesses, and climate-resilient investments. Invest Salon says principles alone will not change lives.
Because sustainable finance is not just about principles, it's about the implementation. These efforts are essential to ensure that Sierra Leone's financial system is not only aligned with global trends, but also resilient and future-ready.
The microfinance sector also sees this initiative as essential. Large sections of Sierra Leone's rural population remain unbanked and have limited access to affordable credit. 35 senior executives from 12 commercial banks attended the workshop. They were joined by representatives of microfinance institutions, Invest Salon, and the International Finance Corporation of the World Bank. The chairman of the Association of Microfinance Institutions, Raymond Koroma, says sustainable finance is no longer a choice. It is an economic necessity.
As this is clear signal that sustainable finance is no longer optional. It is essential for the future of our financial sector. Microfinance institutions in Sierra Leone operate as the front line of economic inclusion. We are one of the main drivers of financial inclusion. We serve market women, farmers, small traders, vulnerable people in society, and young entrepreneurs.
The challenge now is ensuring that investment does more than generate wealth. It must also create opportunities and leave future generations with an economy that is stronger, fairer, and more resilient. Samuel Ibrahim Koroma, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your accounts anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Exa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shaped their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. Raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutik. Never stop starting.
Welcome back. I am Mariam Atomi, and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take more stories. Democracy is often measured not by the strength of its largest parties, but by the space it creates for new voices. In Sierra Leone, politics has long been dominated by two political giants, the All People's Congress and the Sierra Leone People's Party. Since independence in 1961, the country's political story has largely been written thoroughly the rivalry between these two parties, whose influence has shaped government, elections, and national discourse for more than 6 decades. Yet, democracy is a living river. It must continue to flow. Today, a new political actor has entered that river. The humble African Development Party, known as HADPA, has officially received its certificate of registration from the Political Parties Regulation Commission, becoming the country's newest registered political party. The chairman of the PPRC used the occasion to remind its members that politics must remain a force for public service, national unity and development. Mohamed Bakar Kamara reports.
Inside the hall, there was a celebration. Chants of the part song echoed through the air. Humble Africans Development Party members, it was the birth of a political ambition. The registration comes at a time when democracy is facing growing tests around the world. According to the latest democracy index published by the Economist Intelligence Unit, fewer than half of the world's people live in what are considered full or functioning democracies. Across Africa, concerns over political inclusion, public trust, and electoral participation continue to dominate political debates. Sierra Leone's political landscape has historically been concentrated around a handful of dominant parties. The APC and the SLPP have won every presidential election since the return to multi-party democracy in 1996. Smaller parties have often struggled to gain national traction, constrained by limited resources, regional loyalties, and entrenched political structures. Yet, history shows that political renewal often begins with small movements carrying large ideas.
Then at the Humble African Development Party. Remember the provision of the law, the Political Parties Act 2022 very clear say, for it become a political party, you first of all get to be a movement. And that movement for show certain features. One, it for sure say it gets membership of not less than 50 in each region. Maybe because the population will increase in the future, when we look at the law very soon, we may think of increasing that number. Two, don't forget an executive, interim or whatever they call it. Don't forget an executive. And of course, we don't set other layers. For let a political party, for let a movement become a political party, we actually put them through the intelligence and legal MRI machine, so that we will know whether not the leadership, what thing that they do, how they do them, and all of that kind of thing. ADP, the Humble African Development Party, now the first movement, the TLBB movements, for go through that MRI machine. And you don't go through that MRI machine successfully, but then we get to keep an eye on them also because we get a responsibility. So, if you like, it is, like I say, we're not a small party, we're not a big party. But you get party that will be not registered before other party then. So, the HADP, Humble African Development Party, now the newest party in Sierra Leone. Now the newest kid on the block, but not a small kid at all.
HADP's National Chief Coordinator say they are entering politics not merely to contest elections, but to contribute to national progress.
New party, Humble Africans Development Party, the People in Party, we not to break away than one. We not come up from any other party or something else. Or jury for come or for we leader for come from this party. No. It just mean good. It's sorry for the people of this country, and take the responsibility. Say, well, I will go help me people, and the only way I will do it, it will go through a political party. So you take the venture and register this party for the people, the poor, for able to help them out, for come from the political marginalizations, or I will say all along, social, economic, and all these things that in attention for make sure say the people that can get a good livelihood.
The road ahead, however, will be demanding. Registration is only the first chapter. The true examination awaits at the ballot box. Whether Humble African Development Party can break through a political landscape long dominated by established forces remains uncertain.
Each one, lift one. Each one, lift one. Each one, lift one. Adjustable is unbeatable. Never mix negligence and intelligence.
And for the HADPA, this moment represents the dawn of a new political journey. Its leaders see possibilities. Its supporters see promise. But ultimately, it is the people who grant power. Mohamed Bakar Kamara, AYV News.
Now for sports, Rosin Section FC are champions of the inaugural Kafubulon FA Cup, defeating Kasonga Section FC 4-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw in regular time at Lunge Central Field. Reporting is Mari Esther Samura.
I have waited patiently. I have
It was a beautiful, festive atmosphere at Lunge Central Field for the finals of the Kafubulon FA Cup. The occasion commenced with the arrival of the chiefdom's paramount chief by Shebura Shegbagbere III. The field was filled with enthusiastic supporters as young, homegrown talents displayed their skills. The match was a tight contest. Kasonga Section FC took the lead in the first half, but Rosin Section FC fought back and equalized before the end of regular time, sending the match into a tense penalty shootout. In the end, it was Rosin Section Football Club who held their nerve, successfully converting 4 penalties to Kasonga's 2, thereby claiming the championship in a memorable victory. The captain of Rosin Section FC said that the team had prepared thoroughly to lift the trophy and were inspired by the unwavering support of their fans.
We feel very much happy because it don't take a while we will win trophy.
We are extremely happy to have won the championship. For far too long, we have always been eliminated at the semi-final stage of various competitions in the chiefdom. For this FA Cup, we prepared very hard and have achieved our dream. We would like to thank our fans for their unwavering support.
This entire chiefdom, they know say, in terms of supporting, we get the highest supporting, and the fans they already know say we can do it for them, and we want to appreciate them a lot.
The captain of Kasonga Section FC admitted it was not the outcome they had hoped for but urged their supporters to remain steadfast.
They tell me fans there when they take courage, they're part of football, they're part of the game, and they appeal to them when they take good courage at the football. In the we lost, we don't lost all team.
We know it's not easy losing a final, especially the first edition of such a competition. But I want to encourage our fans to remain courageous. In football, especially in finals, you either win or lose, but we will prepare well for future competitions.
And they tell me fans they say when they take courage part in football, that's where they happen. When we miss up final, one man they win, one man lost. That is the game.
Abubakar Siddiqui, Secretary General of Kafubulom, revealed their inspiration behind launching the Chiefdom FA Cup. He also expressed hopes of making next season's tournament an even grander affair.
They always reference Lunge for the hub of football. And now one of the activities around the where the country know Lunge for.
Most football stakeholders often regard Kafubulom Chiefdom as a hub for football development, as we have produced many stars whom Sierra Leone can proudly boast of. As the FA of the Chiefdom, we decided to organize the first edition of the Chiefdom FA Cup to decentralize football across all corners of the Chiefdom, continue identifying talents, and provide players with the chance to thrive through regular competition. This first edition will certainly not be the last.
The new leader will come. I think that one of the activities and this way prioritize when at the FA Cup. And you don't hopefully promise people of Kafulom say na yearly activity.
Players and officials of Hosting Section FC received their giant trophy from the Chiefdom's first gentleman, PC Shegbora Shegbak Bere III. The celebrations that followed were truly beautiful, with jubilant players and fans flooding the pitch, singing, dancing and lifting the trophy amidst the sea of cheers and applause. Sir Solomon Yumba, AYV Sports, Freetown.
The just concluded story was done by Mariesta Samura and voiced in the studio by Sir Solomon Yumba. And now on the international stage, Cristiano Ronaldo became the only player ever to score in 6 different World Cups after netting twice in Portugal's 5-0 win over Uzbekistan at the 2026 tournament. With these goals, he has now scored 10 times at World Cups, making him Portugal's all-time leading scorer in the competition. Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Mariam Atomi. Many thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night.